After becoming best friends with every scumbag in the stockades,
What's up, brother?
my next logical goal was to sniff every dog in Shadowfang Keep 50 times. Shadowfang Keep is notoriously known for its blue weapons. Even in hardcore, where almost no one twinks, they still sell for a good price. Even though the dungeon is in a remote location with no nearby mailbox, it's not too bad. Only about a 3.5 minute run on a 60% mount. And with 74 bag slots, I rarely had to toss anything to make room.
Not the cheese, brother.
Just like last time, I stocked up on my blacksmithing keys to open dungeon chests, cleared out my banker, and was ready to go. As with last time, here's a breakdown of all the interesting stats and info I collected during these 50 runs. On average, each run took me around 17 minutes. The total cost of repairing my equipment was around 7 gold, almost the same as last time in the stockades. Gold from looting and selling items that don't go on the auction house totaled about 195, compared to approximately 138 from the stockades. I had 13 blue item drops, 3 of which came from chests. As I mentioned earlier, these blues have good value on the auction house. Here's what I got. I got mine thrust braces twice, and they were the hardest to sell. Darkweave breeches. They were pretty cheap, but sold quickly in the first few days. Witching stave, great price. It sold fast in the first few days as well. Searing blade. This is one of the blues I got from chests, which aren't part of the dungeon loot table. And next, probably some of you already recognise it from the icon, the Shadowfang. As you can see, the price on this is pretty crazy right now. To my surprise, I sold this one for 140 gold in just 2 to 3 days. That's a really high price, especially considering this is a hardcore server. Iron Patch Blade, another one from a chest, but it had a good price and sold quickly. Black Malice, one of the juicy drops. Crazy stats for a level 16 item and a solid price. I thought it might be hard to sell, but like the Shadowfang, it sold pretty quickly. Ragsir Club, nothing too special about this one, I'd say. Night Reaver, another juicy drop. I was also a bit worried about heavy competition when selling it, but like most blues, it ended up selling quickly. Prospector Axe, also a solid item for players leveling ults who want a strong weapon early on. Gloom Shroud Armour. This one, like the mine thrust braces, was one of the hardest items to sell. In the end, I only got around 4 gold for it. Face Smasher. Relatively cheap compared to other blue SFK weapons, but it still sold quickly for around 20 gold. A random warrior asked me to help him with his axe quest. Sometime later, another warrior asked me for help with the same quest. I encountered the rare boss 13 times during my runs. The bag from the horses dropped 15 times for me. Once I even had 2 drops in a single run, but sadly I wasn't able to pick up the second one. I looted and sold 1,618 wool cloth, which is almost half of what I got from the stockades. Unfortunately, I didn't count the next numbers from the stockades runs to make a comparison, but here they are anyway. 630 linen cloth. Only 93 silk cloth. 67 various profession recipes. And a staggering 645 green items to sell on the auction house. I don't loot from the mailbox or post items during my runs. I only do that once I've finished all 50 runs. The first round of looting and posting on the auction house took me a full 2.5 hours. After posting all the items, my expected earnings were around 1,370 gold, but in the end I only ended up with 970 gold. Posting fees, my own laziness, and heavy competition driving prices down were the biggest factors behind that result. With all the earnings from the runs, I bought some upgrades for my warrior,
Nice.
and also picked up a few things I didn't really need. With that being said, it's time to move on to my next challenge, Gnoma. This one's going to be a bit annoying. It's a huge dungeon, and without trying to skip mobs, each run will take me around 45 minutes. But I just wanted to say thank you to all 115 of my subscribers at the time of making this video. I'm truly grateful for each and every one of you. Your support really keeps me motivated to keep going and create more videos. How much gold do you think I'll make from my next 50 runs in Gnoma? Drop your predictions in the comments below. And as always, thank you for watching.